I can take today. We'll give it 5 past. Let people trickle in.
Everybody.
Hello, hello. All right, we are good enough. Okay, I think my screen is sharing the right one, I assume. Uh, cool. All right, welcome all to another Inference Gateway or Gateway Inference Extension meeting. This is the last one of November, Thanksgiving next week, and the one just after KubeCon. So it was great to meet many of you in person. For me, that was the first time for a lot of you. So that was awesome. Uh, but again, we are following the CNCF guidelines. So this is getting recorded to YouTube. So if you don't follow those, everyone will know and we'll all be really sad. So please do. And without further ado, let's jump into the agenda. Let's take a look at the action items from last week. I don't see any. I will say that we had a maintainer meeting, and there we are going to commit to some lawn mowing. That's part of some of the changes I'm making here. We are going to do more backlog grooming. Uh, we can figure out the next week's maintainer of doing lawn mowing, which is grooming our backlog. We're saying at least like 30 minutes throughout the week, so shouldn't be too heavy, but it should be a lot over the course of many weeks. Uh, any volunteers near Danian, Abdullah, if you're here?
I'll be on PTO next week, so it'll be tough for me. But if no one else can step up, then I can do some lawn mowing.
Yeah, depends on the overhead of the release issues, but
Yeah.
I guess I can do that.
Cool.
Wait, why
Thank you,
why
Nia.
are we releasing next week? Or
We're trying to line up with LMD.
I
They have
see.
some
Okay.
features that we need. So
Okay.
yeah.
I think that anyway, that was the plan, like the original
It
release
was.
date. Yeah, was November 26th.
Yeah.
So it is like kind of the right time to cut the release candidate or to give some soak time and see that it's stable.
Yeah. Cool. And then Danian, yep, good call out. there is a US holiday, Thanksgiving. I will definitely be out. Sounds like Daniel will be out. I think many of us will. Um, I propose canceling unless others want to keep it. But cool. So we can cancel. And I think actually New Year's and Christmas both fall on a Thursday, which are also US holidays. So might be seeing each other infrequently for the next little bit. But anyways, cool. Near, you're up next.
Yeah, so just like a technical detail, we started touching it. So the release, final release date, the planned date is November 26th. We're going to cut the first release candidate today. It is also aligned with LLMD release, which they are planning to use this release for LLMD release. So if there are any open urgent issues, please speak up. Let us know something that you think should be in this release. So the intention is not to change behavior between release candidates. So if anyone in this call is aware of something that is urgent and should be included, please let us know.
Agreed.
Okay. We'll take the silence as Shmuel, go ahead.
There was one PR. There's a very small PR. Somebody wanted, I forget who it was. They wanted to up the versions of LLM of VLLM we're using in apparently some of the tests.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely not a release blocker. It's just like a set of deployment YAML files which are intended to be used as an example in this repo. So
Oh,
there
examples.
is, yeah, I mean, the manifests that we use to deploy in the quick start are just an example. I assume that in production, anyone can deploy whatever image they want with
Okay.
no relation to the image we're using in this repo. I reviewed that PR. I just remember that we had some issues. Song, I think, was the one who identified the issue. Song, please chime in if you remember something with upgrading to a version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
go
some
ahead.
issues with VLM. I need to check, but I don't think it's fixed. I'll check the latest V11 release. If so, we can upgrade to that. Otherwise, like, yeah, it's an example, so I guess it's not. If
Okay.
anyone is, you know, impacted by that, then let us know. Otherwise, I guess it's a working version is better than a broken version, right?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
some features.
No problem. Okay.
And just to align on that, so there are two VLLM images that we use in the repo, the GPU-based image and the CPU-based. So the CPU was tested in the latest version and it's working. So what we're currently missing is just to test GPU-based latest version, the 0.11. And if that's working, yes, we can upgrade, no problem.
Sounds good. And on the release, I guess, have we shout out to the LMD Slack and just make sure people call out if they need anything for the release?
Yeah, we've been talking about this yesterday in the community
Yeah.
call of LLMD and more specifically in the LLMD scheduler, which is built on Inference extension. So we talked about this, that we're going to cut the RC, and I'm trying to always say the same sentence. If there is anything urgent, let us know as soon as you know. But nothing urgent that we heard of, so I think we're fine.
Great. Yeah, I'll just I'll take a review again today. Hopefully, maybe just send another note in the LMD chat.
Okay.
But
The only thing we really need, to be honest, the only thing we really need is a release. Even a dot release would work for LMD. We're using stuff. LMD right now is dependent on stuff that's in main. That's not tagged for a release. One of the big ones is data parallel. That stuff.
Oh, right. That didn't make it. Wait, I thought that did make it.
Maybe. Oh, maybe it did. I don't remember.
I'll look, but if that's like the only thing you need, then I was a little worried because I thought I heard that LMD wants to like cut this weekend, but anyways, we'll figure that out.
We're having a code freeze. I think that what's happening is we're having a code freeze tomorrow. And just changing a Go mod file here and there, I don't think we could push through the code freeze. That's not a problem, especially if we're going to do with a real release or something instead of a a timestamp
Yeah.
thingy.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I will make sure I talk with you and Nir, and we'll make sure everything makes it. But I thought that was in the last release, the data parallelism. I thought your PR made it. Anyways, I do want to call out making some changes to the repo structure as part of the lawn mowing. I'm also doing some landscaping. There we go. That's the word. So kind of changing the way we're doing things a little bit to hopefully make it a little more effective. I will be adding owners files to subcomponents. There's a lot of sub features going on. I already added two. We have this very experimental predictor. So there's essentially an entire Python binary that I haven't looked into. So I'm letting other people own that. Same thing with prefix cache. That's something Song's been very involved in. He is essentially the go-to for that. So we made him an approver there. The goal is to have at least two approvers, one from each organization, or one from different organizations, I should say, max one for now. We're really looking to LLMD to grow folks because that's where a lot of the expertise is coming from. So would love to see Maroon get involved. I know, and also it's a decent way if you want to get involved in the Kubernetes project. Coming from LLMD, happy to support anybody that wants to get involved and has been building their expertise in Inference Gateway. So that's one part. And as part of that, we added Shmuel as a reviewer at the top level. Shmuel's got a lot of expertise and has been working with us from almost the beginning. So yeah, and we would love to add more. So if you're interested, please build expertise, review PRs, commit PRs, get involved. Would always love more help. And then as far as these actual features, they've kind of been disparate, and it's been in communication. People are aware of them, but we're not like clear on where they're at or the status. So I've added milestones. We're using milestones for releases. I figured we could do them for features as well. For the ones that we've kind of already agreed and are already in flight, we will have milestone owners. It could be plural. And they'll manage that entire milestone, the issues, where's this at, what's getting involved in what release. That will be their responsibility. And I do plan on cutting a PR as far as documentation is concerned. How do we want to spin up a milestone? It'll be tied really, it's kind of basically what we're already doing with the proposal. Sorry, that word escaped me. We're just formalizing the process of, okay, this proposal has made it into the repo. Let's now go ahead and spit up a milestone. Those are kind of the things I'm thinking. And then as you complete milestone, as we complete these features, that ties back into my first point. Cool. We'll go ahead and generate an owners file, make the people who are running this milestone the approvers for now. Again, we really want to be multi-organizational. I consider that a P0, one of the most important priorities here. And yeah, that I'm hoping will allow our Inference Gateway ecosystem to be more rich, but still maintain its velocity. Any thoughts on the above or any other pain points? Would love to help address some of these things and keep us moving as we're post V1 and moving into more domains. I also did dump a lot. So if we need time to digest, that's understandable. I will be cutting that documentation PR. I'm hoping in like an hour or two. So if we think of questions, feel free to throw them in there as well.
I don't really have any pain points, but it's always awesome to get more people in positions where they can approve, move things forward, just get us moving faster. So seems awesome. Do you have names already for who these people would be, or are you just kind of looking for volunteers?
So I have half. I know people internally because I work with them regularly for specific milestones. Uh, my monitor's going black. Macs hate multiple monitors, but anyways, we're back. So the traffic splitting feature, I know that's something Bob's been working on. And again, I am kind of looking for volunteers that maybe want to get involved. We can decide if these are big enough, just trying to take a first approach. But anyways, I know Bob is working on the traffic splitting feature. If you're interested in this, please reach out to him or reach out to me and I'll get you in contact. The data layer rework, this is kind of a V2. Itai was working on a V1, which is still in flight. And I'm going to talk with Itai about, yeah, we should spin up a milestone here too. We'll do that. But the data layer rework, Rahul and myself are great points of contact. If you want to get involved in here, this is framework level changes. The standalone endpoint picker, Shiue is involved in this. Again, reach out to me if you want to get involved here. And we can add proposals and things. This is something I would love for on the Google side. If you have context, please share it publicly and share it in this milestone. The predictor, this is Ben and Kaushik. If either of them are in the call, I imagine, I know there's some people that are already interested from LLMD, so would love to get those names, get them added. Flow control is Luke, as well as others in LLMD. I'm almost positive Luke is in this call, so Luke, feel free to speak up. Yeah, that's about it. The only thing I think we're missing is the data layer V1, the like foundation, and I'll get that spun up, and Itai will be the owner of that. But
So with each of these, like for features like this, in Gateway we've had a hard time like having enough basically directory separation so that changes like this can be isolated enough that only one sub team or set of reviewers can approve something independently. Is that possible with these kinds of projects, or is it more just kind of like defining leads and not so much the overall approvals?
yeah, that's something I've been wrestling with. So like the traffic splitting feature, that's the API directory, and then it's basically one of our root packages, the director. So that one, hard to say. Same with the standalone EPP. Some of these are hard to say, but others are really easy. The predictor, very easy. Flow control, relatively easy. Luke has kind of kept his work in the primarily in a directory. Data layer, that's okay. So it's just kind of a case by case basis, and with these gray areas, we can figure it out. I will personally err towards being pretty strict about our owners' files, so keeping them as far down as we can. I understood that there'll be pushback, there'll be friction, there'll be edge cases, and for now, I want to deal with them as they come, rather than have a blanket rule. That's me personally, but if others feel differently, happy to hear. Sorry if you can hear the construction in the background.
No, surprisingly not. Yeah, so I mean, this sounds great. I mean, I guess what I'm hearing is just volunteers welcome anywhere, everywhere. So, I mean, yeah, it's great to have more positions and more places people can jump in. So, cool.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. Well, I will take the silence as compliance for the short term. Understood that we're not going to get it all right the first try. Totally fine. If you think of questions, feel free to reach out in Slack, in PRs being cut about this, or what have you. Other than that, that's kind of the agenda. Love to open it to open forum. I think I see some new names here. So if you feel like it, feel free to say hi. Or any other questions? Cool. Oh yeah, here, please.
Yeah, I think there is some topic that we started discussing in LLMD forum, and it would probably be, I think it will eventually land here. So I'm talking about the tokens in, tokens out. So there is this new topic that came up in LLMD where we wanna send to a VLLM request with the tokens after tokenizing. So we avoid double tokenization. So I've seen in the last few days an open issue, and yeah, I see the hand, so go ahead.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you, Nira. I'm Anna. That issue was raised by me. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. I am not on that LLMD channel, so I was not aware of what's happening there.
Yeah, so basically we're trying to figure out what is the right approach to tackle this. And I think the new issue that you raised is exactly about this, as far as I understand, because the issue mentions that you want to use tokenizer to tokenize the prompt in EPP and then send to VLLM the tokens without the prompt, or you can put the prompt, but essentially we don't want VLLM to tokenize again.
That's correct.
Yeah, so that is exactly the problem that we're trying to tackle there. I actually still don't have like something smart to say about this. I just want to put this on the table, this topic. The fact that we are trying to, so we are initiating discussions. So whoever is interested in this, I strongly recommend to join LLMD disaggregated tokenization Slack channel. And I can put it here maybe in the agenda.
Yeah, make it a
Um,
sub point of the Slack invite link.
Yeah. I'll add it there in a moment. And we do have some experts. I think it's going to be like an effort, a collaborated effort for some people who contribute here, but also for some contributions in VLLM itself. And we do have these people in LLMD. They have like maintainers. We have maintainers and contributors to VLLM. So this is what we're trying to tackle. So anyone who is interested, please join the discussions. Let us know your requirements so we can build it properly. Abdullah, yeah, I see your hand also.
So to me, like the missing piece or the thing that we need to develop is the protocol. And I wonder, Anna, if you had I'm not sure like what are you working on exactly? Did you have like similar frameworks that they do this where they define such a protocol that we can learn from, like how to pass in the tokens from the ingress point or gateway or the smart scheduler down to the model server. I mean, right now we're assuming OpenAI, but that needs to change somehow.
Yeah, it's,
So I'm just trying to understand if there is precedence here that we can learn from. Dynamo is one.
yeah, I am actually with the Dynamo team, and you're
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Yes, it's not an open AI standard, but on the issue, I put a reference to my implementation. I had to hack some code to do that. So that's what I'm proposing there.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah, thank you.
Can we get that issue linked to the agenda here so we
Yeah,
have context? Thank you.
$18.75. Okay.
Cool. Yes, I think that is a great point to bring up. Thank you. This is going to challenge a lot of assumptions we've made in Inference Gateway. So the sooner I think we get looking at this, the everything we need to change, the better. Yeah, I think all the relevant links are here. The invite to the LMD Slack, if you're not a part of it and you are in this call, I do recommend being a part of it. There's a lot of cross-pollination, if you can't tell, between the two areas. So if for full context, definitely recommend joining there. Love to see Dynamo folks. We spoke to a few Dynamo folks at KubeCon. I think we'll be working together a little bit more, which is really cool. Which is actually the next topic, unless, Damian, let's go ahead and do you. We'll add it to the open forum. If anyone
Yeah, and I
else
kind of just put
has
it as a
something.
question mark if we wanted to maybe take a few moments and do just like a recap of KubeCon. Does that sound good to folks? Okay. And others that joined, feel free to jump in here. But yeah, I mean, I was really happy to be part of KubeCon this year, and we had quite a few things going on, not only directly from the project, but also kind of sister projects like LMD and others that actually made references to our Inference Gateway project. And so it was quite the journey getting out to KubeCon with everything going on with travel. And I know Kellen and I and many others that attended, it was quite eventful trying to get out to KubeCon, but we made it. And our first event was Sunday morning. We had our maintainer summit, which if anyone has never been to a maintainer summit before, it's very casual, low key. We had a couple slides prepared, but I don't think we even referenced any of the slides. It was more of just a roundtable discussion. And I know from my standpoint, because I literally had no sleep, I could barely even put a few sentences together. So really appreciate Kellen stepping up, and he had, I think, an hour or two more sleep than I did due to the travel issues. But I'm trying to think back, Kellen, was there any like kind of key takeaways from the Maintainer Summit that you want to highlight?
I thought I actually enjoyed the Maintainer Summit, yeah, because it's Kubernetes maintainers. It was interesting to hear their questions and kind of learn where everyone's at. Yeah, I was repeatedly surprised, I guess, the maintainer and all of KubeCon, about where the general KubeCon attendee was as far as their LLM expertise journey. I mean, we are completely embroiled in this all the time, but anyways, that was interesting to learn. And I guess I'm just going to talk generally about KubeCon. I think I saw a lot of good signals for what we're doing. So, I mean, kudos to everybody here. It's I think we're on the right path, and just staying the course is really what we need to do right now. But sorry, it doesn't exactly answer the question, but kind of top of mind for me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the input. And then on Wednesday, both Rob and I were interviewed to not only discuss our talk, but also just highlighting the Inference Gateway project. And then Thursday, Rob and I had our KubeCon talk about distributed inference gateways. I'm sorry, I said distributed. I'm thinking distributed multi-cluster inference gateways. And I thought that was well attended, especially for being on a Thursday at the end of the conference, where if you're there, you tell that probably at least a quarter of the conference attendees are already at the airport or on their flights going home. But in between that Thursday and Sunday at the Maintainer Summit, I attended several talks where, like I said, Inference Gateway was referenced, and I would say just in general, tons of AI talks. And inference related talks. So yeah, but I don't know if anyone else wants to jump in. Again, maybe Kellen, let me go to you first, since you spoke up. Anything else that you want to share from KubeCon?
No, I think it's a fair summary. I do see Shmuel has a hand up.
I thought you had it first, but I guess he took it down. I'm just going to point out that, from our team, Maroon was both at KubeCon and at PyTorch, like a week or two before. And one of the comments was that in PyTorch, right, at PyTorch, LMD was well known. Okay. And even more so known than at KubeCon. Okay. That's clearly the people who were there, people,
Mhm.
more of the AI people were probably at PyTorch than they were at KubeCon, right?
Yeah. Me and Maroon discussed that. Definitely agreed there. So kind of interesting to kind of interesting. We talked about our personas who we're targeting. I think LLMD and maybe Inference Gateway, the platform engineer is someone that's very important, but part of I think our SOTA work, we are targeting the ML researcher, the ML developer who are potentially different circles. So yeah, that was interesting to learn for sure.
All right. Anyone else want to share any feedback from KubeCon? All right.
Cool.
Kellen, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thanks. Yeah, I think our open forum is about through. I can give you all quite a few minutes back. Sweet. Thanks all for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.